thing I know about you is that you have ambition to be great. My job is to coach you to get all that greatness out of you.
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We are back here for another one. Didn't think I'd be here, but here we are on a Friday. Pardon me. And wow, went down the wrong tube there. What are you doing to me, Waddle? What are you doing? Anyways, didn't think I'd be back here because yesterday, if you watched, I assumed we were off today. Boy, was I wrong, and I found that out first thing this morning, and I was like, oh, here we go. So we're back. Going to go the usual over training camp reports. Going to play all the highlights from today for y'all. Compiled them into one video. But also, because of the fact that we were featured on the NFL Network today in terms of their Inside Training Camp special, I've got some clips from that segment in our video clip highlight of training camp today, as well as we're going to go over the full McDaniel interview. I got the full Tua interview. I got the full Tyreek and Waddle interview. And then we got the Brandon Jones and X stuff. So we got about 28 minutes worth of interviews from the NFL Network that I'm going to play for y'all because I'm sure a lot of y'all were working and did not have a chance to see it today. So I've got the full interviews. So I'll play them for you so you guys can have a chance to catch up because, like I said, I'm sure a lot of y'all were working today. And we'll go over all that. So we got a lot of information to go over today. Eichenberg was out there rocking the orange jersey today. Shout out to the homie EM Baller. He says, Liam got the orange jersey. Don't sleep on him. We got to have a conversation, y'all. We got to have a conversation. I don't know how to word this. I'm starting to think that orange jersey, might be a little bit of a participation trophy, and here's why. The people who I talked to who were at practice yesterday, and from the reports that came out publicly for all y'all to read, Jaylen Waddle was hands down the best player on the field. I've been told he's been one of the best players on the field since OTAs, but he was the best player on the field yesterday. And people I've spoken to thought he was a lock to get the orange jersey the second day in a row. Where I'm getting at here is until we see one of our elite guys win it 2 days in a row, or until we see someone legit rock it 2 days in a row, for me, the orange jersey doesn't have the luster it once had. Let's put it that way. Right? I'm not going to say it's a sham. I'm not going to say it's lame. I'm not going to say it doesn't mean anything. But for right now, I'm watching it sideways. See, but EM Baller, you make a good point. They probably didn't want to do back-to-back. But I think we can all sit here and disagree with that. Correct, EM Baller? The problem is we don't give a shit. It's who was that jersey is supposed to represent who the best player on the field was. I don't care about your playlists. I don't care about anything of that. That's supposed to tell each and every one of us. That's supposed to let each and every one of us know who the top performer was from the day before. So, see, there you go. Omar said the Big O show that the orange jersey goes to the guy who's been consistent for several practices. That's just feeding the narrative I'm telling y'all about Waddle. Listen, if it's McDaniel giving it to Liam Eichenberg, I'm not even sitting here saying Liam Eichenberg didn't earn it. But, let's say if it's one of these things where they, if it's something to build or boost someone's confidence, hey, I got no problem with that. But I'm starting to sit here and think it's not representing the best because, guys, I've been told Waddle's been lights out. I've been told Waddle's been like outer worldly at practice like all week since day one that they went out and started practicing. Now, obviously, we need the pads to come on, but I've heard Jaylen Waddle's just been crushing it. So, you know, and if it was about consistency, Trill, I've heard, has been really good this week too. And he had day 1 and day 2 had really good back-to-back practices. Anyways, listen, if this is going to help out Liam Eichenberg, put the orange jersey on him for the rest of training camp. And I think Robert's right. I think Jackson gets it tomorrow. I agree with you 110%, especially after his interview today. And we'll go over his interview today, well, portions of it. But yeah, if this is a building confidence, like if Tua got it at the beginning because he wasn't the best performer and it was to build his confidence, I mean, it kind of takes away from the best performer thing, but I get why you do it. Just like if Liam Eichenberg wasn't the best player on the field, but he was, up there and they want to build his confidence, I'm cool with that too. I'm down with that. That's fine. That works for me. I'm not going to whine about it. Listen, at the end of the day, that's showing promise. Chalk it up to they're showing promise. And I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to complain about, hey, you want to show some promise? Cool. Right now, from what I'm hearing, Eichenberg, and I haven't heard Eichenberg's been bad, by the way. So I haven't heard him or Jackson have been bad. I've heard actually positive things about him and Jackson. So I mean, we'll see how it plays out, man. But, I really wanted this to truly represent, the best, the cream of the crop of each practice. And I don't think it's representing that right now. Not to say it doesn't mean anything, but I had higher expectations for it right now. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Hey, if it's a positive reinforcement tool for them, whatever works, man. Whatever works, I'm down. Whatever works, I'm down. Is what it is. All right, fam, we got to get into something serious here. We've got a member of our Phinside fam. A great dude. He goes by the name of Ryan. You guys have probably seen him in here, and you might have seen him on Twitter as well. He goes by MFFins1. He's a big supporter of the channel. Wife supports the channel too because she's a Dolphin fan. And man, I asked if I could tell his story before I plugged everything, but basically, I got a message from him. And I'm not gonna tell you all of the message, but I'll read some of the message for him. So he says, life happens and my wife had her appendix burst late April. And upon her x-rays, they found a mass in her bottom left lung. She was diagnosed with fibromyxoid sarcoma, which is a malignant tumor. It's 10 centimeters, 4 inches, and it's at stage 3B. So she has to get her bottom left lower lung removed and part of her upper left lung removed. She had the surgery today. She just came out. He messaged me. She just came out within the last hour. And they have a GoFundMe page because what's happening is she's going to be going into radiation following her surgery, and she's going to be out of work for the next couple months. And they got, obviously, you know how it is. They got kids and, they got a family, they got a mortgage, and, it's great because one of the things, one of the things, I guess, he got her to meet Tua recently, so she was really happy about that. But, he's a great dude, man. He's an absolutely fantastic dude. I tweeted it out today. If you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted it out. I'm going to put the link up here. If you can help, Ryan, and his wife Patricia with her battle for cancer. You know, there's the GoFundMe link on the screen for you guys. I'm also going to drop the GoFundMe link into the comments for you guys. Anything you guys can do to help, even sharing it or retweeting it. If you don't have the financial means, that's totally understandable. Everyone's got things going on in their life, but just sharing it or retweeting it so more people can see this. I mean, you know, this is a fantastic 40-year-old woman with a fantastic husband, and they're raising an amazing daughter named Phoenix. And, you know, if we can do anything to help, you know, we helped Russell. You know, we helped Todd when we put it up here. You know, with Darth Vader, when he's going through that time, you know, we all rallied around him. If anyone, you know, if you guys can help out in any which way, whether it's a retweet, a share, a small donation, a donation of any kind, it doesn't matter. Just, we got to rally around our fam here. You know, we always take care of our Phinside fam. So, let's help Patricia with this fight. And the beautiful thing about GoFundMe is when you donate, guys, you know, you can do it anonymous. You don't have to you can do it any way you want, right? You can let it be known it's you. You can be anonymous. So if you can help out, I'm just asking everyone, please help out. And hey, I just want Patricia, I want you to know that we're all praying for you. We're all by your side and hope you, and we not only hope, we know you're going to win this battle. And hey, anything you or I need, we are here for you. All right. And as always, fins up. So if you can help out, I'd really appreciate it. So I just wanted to say something real quick about that. So thanks, guys. From that note, shifting back to training camp tomorrow is going to be open to the public. Tomorrow I'll be celebrating my 7-year anniversary with my wife. So I will be live either before or after we go to dinner. Hopefully I'm going to try and get on before so we can hang out after dinner. So, I will be live tomorrow after training camp. Hey, any of you guys that go, feel free to DM me, whether it's your opinion, what you saw, anything, email me, Phinside The NFL at gmail.com. I'm open to have discussions. Hit me up in any which way possible. And have fun tomorrow, guys. Have fun. Above all else, have fun. And stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. All right. So another thing too is, you know, one thing I've been preaching, I've been worried about is with our depth in our offensive line. In case anyone didn't know, apparently Michael Dieter is in a walking boot right now. And remember, he had a foot injury last year that held him out of games. So we'll watch that as that develops, but we got to be on the market for center now. Come on. What's happening in life? Please. Are they worried they're going to bring a backup, you know, caliber center in and the guy's going to win the job? Matt Paradis is sitting right there. I've been saying this for weeks. Matt Paradis is sitting right there. If you don't want to get Treader, or he doesn't want to come here and his market value is too high, and there's just a disconnect because he doesn't want to practice and such, Matt Paradis is right there. Go get him. Go get him. What are you waiting for? Seriously. So now we're in a position where we have to shop for a center either way. So just get it done, man. All right. If we can get a competent enough center in that shifts Connor Williams back to left guard, where's the problem? Tell me where the problem is. If that makes Eichenberg a swing, so be it. I'm trying to field the best 5 here. I'm not worried about feelings or draft status. So go get Matt Paradis. If you ain't going to get Treader. Or you could go get Keith Ishmael for pennies on the dollar from Washington right now. You like a 6th-round pick would get that guy. And he was a top 20 center last year. And he did that in a fill-in role. He's a guard, again, another guy. You get him on the cheap, and he can play guard or center. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Like, but I mean, the time is now. The time is now. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get into this. We got a lot to go over, like I said. Let's get into the recap from day 3 of practice. Guys, the pads come on next week. Get hyped. The pads come on next week. I cannot wait. All right. So, let me get this up. All right. So apparently Adam Beasley and Joe Shad, 2 of the worst on the beat, decided to take the day off. So that's why you're not going to see their reports off. I mean, hey, I'm not surprised. Let's be honest. All right. The Dolphins changed things up on the 3rd day of training camp, practicing outside for an hour, open to the media, then moving indoors, closed to the media. Oh, if I could be a fly on the wall on that closed media stuff. Whoo. That's the stuff I want to see. You know, it's the same thing. Like, I'm just telling y'all personally, you know, these open practices, I'd be going, you know, if it was me, if I lived down there, you know, sure, I might go tomorrow because it's the first one of the year, but the priorities for me would be those, and I've been saying this for time, the priorities for me would be those joint practices, right? Yeah, that's where you're going to get some answers for, you know, from a firsthand perspective. But indoors, when closing the media, that's when they pull out the. I would have loved to see what was going on that was closed off to the media. And there was one disconcerting injury update. Michael Dieter, who missed 9 games with a foot injury last season, was in a walking boot. Dieter played 100% of the offensive snaps in 8 games that he appeared last season, and he figures to be the backup center if healthy. Highlights from Friday. Jevon Holland, who continues to make plays every day on Friday, out-jumped Jaylen Waddle for an interception on a down the middle of the field, 45-yard pass from Tua Tagovailoa. Linebacker Duke Riley, who intercepted a poorly thrown pass by Teddy B. Correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't Teddy B thrown an interception every day? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Teddy B's throwing an interception every day. I'm pretty sure he has. See, I ain't freaking out about Waddle getting about that interception because it sounds like Jevon Holland just beat him to the ball, and we all know Jevon Holland. Y'all know how I feel about Jevon Holland, man. I've been talking about that guy since 2019, bro. And now he's becoming a top 10. This was Tua's first interception. Tua's first interception. Now, he's had drops, and if you go and look, remember I told you guys to watch the mic'd up yesterday because you would have seen that would-be interception by Brandon Jones. If you actually watch the video, Tua put that ball on the freaking money, hit the receiver right in the chest, and the ball came back out. So, you know, Tua's had a few, like, you know, corners, I guess, have would-be interceptions, but they didn't. This is actual Tua's first interception. I'm pretty sure Teddy's every day. I'm pretty sure he's every day, but this was Tua's first interception this was Tua's first interception at training camp. Anyways, Braylon Sanders, who we talked about yesterday because he made a play yesterday, made a play today, caught a 35-yard pass from Tagovailoa and went the distance for a touchdown. We'll show that highlight later. Absolutely beautiful ball placement. Nick Needham with the underneath coverage, and he had the safety over top. Tua back shouldered it and put it in a spot where only Braylon could make the catch. Braylon made the proper adjustment with his body, made the catch, and turned it upfield for a touchdown. Absolutely perfect ball placement. So that was good stuff, man. That was we'll look at that in a bit. Plays of the day, the aforementioned Holland interception. He's making an impact every practice. Salvon Ahmed showed good burst getting to the outside for a long run. So that's 2 days in a row. Salvon Ahmed's been doing something, but the run game, we need the pads to come on. Offensive line and the run game, we need the pads on. Right? Same thing with the defensive line and such too. The Sanders play, his first big play at camp, the rookie is a long shot to make the 53 in a deep receiving. I told y'all from the get-go, he's a perfect developmental practice squad guy. And he made a play yesterday. He made a play today. But he has a good chance to make the practice squad. Nick Needham was beaten on that play. Yep. Xavien Howard deflected a Bridgewater pass to Tyreek Hill. We'll show you that too. Notable, Tagovailoa, who had no interceptions, but 3 near interceptions in the first 2 training camp practices, finally threw one on that deep ball to Waddle, who had a chance to catch it. Holland was able to jump higher to pull it down. So by the sounds of it, it was a good throw by Tua. Holland just beat Waddle to the football. Tagovailoa was fine otherwise, beginning the day with a 15-yard completion to Waddle, connecting with Durham Smythe for a 10-yard play that Smythe ran in for a touchdown, and juking a defender to stay alive in the pocket and complete a 15-yarder to Raheem Mostert. And Tagovailoa's pass to Sanders for a touchdown was a well-placed throw. It was perfect. People are trying to be like, oh, the guy had to hold up and turn around. Bro, it's a back shoulder throw. He's got to adjust his body, make the catch, and then turn upfield. Yeah, he's got to turn around. Do we not know what a back shoulder throw is? I got Bills fans coming in my comments like, oh, that's not a dime. Dolphin fans are delusional. They don't know what a dime is. Bro, do people not, are we, like, it's so frustrating when people want to comment or put in their 2 cents and you can't even recognize ball placement. Like, shut up. Sit there, shut your mouth, turn me on, and learn something. Unbelievable. The people like this. So that's not a dime. Bro, it's a back shoulder perfect placement. Watch the throw. Only one player can make a play on the ball, and that's the receiver with a corner underneath the route, mirroring the route perfectly, and a safety over top. What are we talking about? Christian Wilkins deflected a Tagovailoa screen pass that fell incomplete. Christian Wilkins batting. He said, hey, Emmanuel, you going to bat them down? Look at me. Love it. Riley's interception off the Bridgewater pass was pretty easy. There was no receiver in the neighborhood. Now, if we heard this about Tua, people would be, ah! You know, the world would be falling. Chicken Little would be screaming somewhere. Oh, it was the worst throw of camp, but might have resulted from a miscommunication. So there you go. But he still tells you it might have been a miscommunication. See? Does this change that I think Bridgewater's the best backup in the NFL? No. Maybe he was right. Maybe it was a miscommunication. Because even if we saw the play, you weren't in the huddle. You don't know the playbook. Right? So, is what it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and rip on Bridgewater. But, I mean, he's throwing an interception every day. And then in OTAs, he had multiple interception days, if you guys remember correctly. So, hey, Teddy, get him out during training camp. You know, and you know why no one should ever pay. I'll tell you exactly why no one should ever pay attention to interceptions in training camp. Do y'all remember when Patrick Mahomes got the starting job? Put your hands up if you remember when Patrick Mahomes got the starting job in Kansas City. Because do you remember that 1 week in like 3 practices, he threw 5 interceptions? And everyone was freaking out. Oh, this guy's going to be a bust. Oh, he threw. And then the guy goes on to blow the league up in year 1. Now, I'm not saying Tua's going to blow the league up this year, but I'm just saying, you know, you can't put a ton of stock into that stuff. You know, put more stock into it in joint practices. That's why I'm saying watch those practices, because the defense on the other side of the ball is actually trying to beat our offense. You know, you got to remember too, right? The defense knows a lot of the stuff our offense is running, right? This is another thing that needs to be taken into account. They do have somewhat of an idea, That's just how it is. But the joint practices, when the other defenses are working on their ish and our offense is working, we're going to learn stuff. I'm telling you right now. If we start seeing picks, when sacks in joint practice, get worried. Get worried. More so from Teddy. It looks like Katua out here. Hey, I don't want to care about ifs and buts and if candies were nuts. Today was Tua's first pick. And like I said, we already saw what they tried to label that Brandon Jones almost INT as, and Tua hit the receiver right in the hands. I believe it was Cedric Wilson. He hit Cedric Wilson like right in the hands. And because Cedric didn't make the catch, Brandon Jones had a chance to make the play on the football. So that's one of the 3 would-be interceptions. So, shout out to the homie Tilly showing up. So, anyways, yeah. Wilkins and Raekwon Davis have done a good job stuffing the run through 3 days of camp. On Friday, Wilkins stuffed Chase Edmonds for a short gain and knocked away that aforementioned pass from Tagovailoa. Raheem Mostert, who was working every other day as part of a maintenance program, had a handful of carries and took one for a long gain that might have gone for a touchdown. And he also had that 15-yard reception from Tua. So I like it. Raheem's going to be explosive if he stays healthy. It's difficult to tell when a run would actually end in a real game because whistles often blow as there's contact. Skylar Thompson, who bumbled 3 center snaps on Thursday, was better on Friday. That's good because he's struggled the past 2 days, right? So him having a good Friday, that's good, man. He completed a 9-yard pass to Jared Dokes and completed intermediate passes to River Craycraft and Cedric Wilson. Bridgewater ran for 3 yards after Jerome Baker nearly sacked him. John Jenkins had a sack on Tagovailoa. Edge player Darius Hodge continues to impress. He's around the ball a lot. Wow. Another sleeper candidate because we've heard his name a few times now. Left tackle Keon Smith committed a legal motion penalty. Brother, we haven't mentioned your name at all. When we start mentioning you about illegal motions, that's not good. Ahmed continues to look good. He's Mr. July and August. Like Jakeem Grant. A player who looks very good without full uniforms. Oh, sorry, my bad. I take that back on Jakeem Grant. Noah Benogany. Liam Eichenberg wore the orange practice jersey, meaning coaches determined he was the best performer at Thursday's practice. Dieter's injury, if serious, could leave the Dolphins in a bind at backup center. Robert Jones, the second-year guard, has taken some snaps on his own at center. Here we go. What are we going to cross-train everyone? Rookie Cole Banwart can play center. Oh, my God. Who? Connor Williams said he expects to be center this season. Well, I mean, looking in your rear view, Connor, there's not much. If I were to walk on the field, I would be competition with these guys. Jesus, what's going on right now? We need bodies, man. Running back Sony Michel and fullback Alec Ingle was held out as part of the team's maintenance program. Linebacker Melvin Ingram also rested. Adam Butler remained sidelined. And then Byron Jones and Elijah Campbell also remain sidelined. We ain't going to see Jones, for a while with that injury, I don't think. So, yeah, guys, we've gotten to the point where now we're cross-training Robert Jones. Oh, my God, this is not real life. Oh, I should have never mentioned the depth. I should have been harping on that all offseason. Oh, no. And here we go. From my lips to God's ears. Oh, here we go. Freaking Robert Jones. That means if Connor Williams goes down tomorrow, Robert Jones is the starting center for the Miami Dolphins. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, my God. If that happens, I'm going to Bud Dwyer myself live on YouTube. Jesus, Lord almighty. I thought it was bad that the backup of whoever lost the right tackle job to Austin Jackson would be starting at left tackle if Teron misses 2 or 3 games. Now you're telling me if Connor misses any games and Dieter's in his walking boot, Robert Jones is the next option? My God. Talking about throwing SHIT at the wall and hoping it sticks. Jesus Louise. Like, this is new levels, man. This is new levels. Bro. Oh, Robert Jones, FTW. Let's go. What the world, Robert Jones? Let's go. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. This is life. This is where I'm at right now. Oh my God. Robert Jones. Rob Jones. All right. Dolphins camp from Alain Poupard. Miami Dolphins had a closed practice for a third consecutive day before they welcomed the fans to Baptist Health Training Complex on Saturday, and it featured one-on-one drills for the first time. The season ended with the team going inside. I did this yesterday, and on his article too. The session ended with the team going inside for a brief walkthrough, but the media was allowed to watch what first took place outside for more than an hour. I'm telling you, I wish I was inside, bro. We need to start a GoFundMe to create a robotic fly that can enter staff meetings and can enter the indoors of the Baptist Health Training Facility when they go inside so we can see the real-ish. And, quite frankly, just to be outdoors, sitting on the goalpost and watching what's going on because we can't trust the media. The two injured players were out again, defensive lineman Adam Butler and guard center Michael Dieter, but the players out for load management were different, with running back Sony Michel and fullback Alec Ingold getting the day off from practice. Tackle Teron Armstead and running back Raheem Mostert were back in action after being out for workload management Thursday. Top performers, according to Poupard, Jaylen Phillips continues to make himself noticed in team drills, both in pass rushing and running game situations. He looks like the fastest guy going along the line of scrimmage on a regular basis. Said it once, said it twice. I've said it 1,000 times now this offseason. This man is going to enter the top 10 this year, and by next year, he's going to be in the conversation for top 5. It's happening. Just give him the reps. He did what he did last year on limited reps. Give him the reps. Jevon Holland came up with one of the interceptions on the day when he picked off a long Tua Tagovailoa pass intended for Waddle. Holland showed the type of instincts and ball skills that he flashed as a rookie in 2021 that have made him a player for whom many have predicted stardom. Well, all prodom is what I'm saying. Mostert showed a nice burst on a running play, which obviously was a great sign in his second practice of training camp after his knee injury last year. Because it's training camp, we need to talk about the quarterback performances every practice. I think he's going to put that in every single one. The portion of practice outside concluded with a long series of 11-on-11 plays, and it was not a great practice for Tagovailoa. So the Miami Herald said Tagovailoa was fine. Poupard saying he wasn't. His highlight was a 50-yard touchdown pass to free agent Braylon Sanders, though it was a pass that hung in the air for a long time. That cornerback, Nick Needham, appeared to misplay. See, again, this is my issue. I got to explain to Alain Poupard what a back shoulder throw is. To his other two completions were dump offs. There also was a play. I got to teach him grammar too. There also was a play or two where pressure forced him to step up in the pocket. Teddy Bridgewater also didn't have a productive day as he completed 1 of 3 passes and threw the other pick by linebacker Duke Riley on a deep pass after getting pressure up the middle by John Jenkins. Bridgewater also scrambled twice after late pressure, and his only completion came on a low throw that River Craycraft dug up. Rookie 7th-round pick Skylar Thompson completed both of his attempts, but both were short throws. He also had a problematic handoff where he had to reach at the last second. That threw off the timing on a running play by rookie Zaquandre White, though it's not clear whether it was Thompson or White who was off on the handoff point. Before the team period, the Dolphins had a one-on-one period for the first time in practice. and we focused our attention on the DB wide receiver matchups. The highlight there included Xavien Howard with good coverage against Tyreek Hill to force an incompletion. Trill Williams putting Sanders on the ground at the line of scrimmage with a hit. Ooh. Trill that man, bro. Woo! Trilla. Keon Crossan with a pass breakup and great coverage against Trent Sherfield. And Kadir Kahu, again, another name that keeps popping up with a pass breakup against Preston Williams. Love what Kadir Kahu's done here, man. That's a small school guy, man. Noah Monogany continued his solid work in camp with a nice pass breakup against Tua while covering Lynn Bowden. There you go, Noah. Attaboy. Connor Williams had a high shotgun snap that disrupted the timing of a running play by Raheem Mostert. Don't like hearing that. Christian Wilkins and rookie Ben Still had would-be sacks with Darius Hodge also close to the quarterback on Still's sack. Salvin Ahmed showed good bursts on his running plays, and second-year offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg wore the orange jersey as the practice player of the day for Thursday. So again, I do like that you get, not only do you get different perspectives to an extent, even if whatever, but you do get like plays and little notes that the other guy didn't have, the other guy, et cetera, et cetera. So moving on, let's get into what the Sun Sentinel reported for today. Keep it rolling here. And they said the same thing. Jevon Holland shines, continues to do his thing, plus stock up, stock down, which Omar does every day. So Jevon Holland's reputation as a ball hawk in the NFL could blossom this season if his strong start to camp is any indication. The former Oregon standout, the Miami Dolphins selected in the second round of the 2021 draft, has seemingly settled into the starting free safety role, which he didn't hold until midseason last year. It's also clear he's becoming a leader and one of the defense's top playmakers. The guy's a stud, baby. He's a stud. During Friday's short practice, Holland stepped in front of a Tua Tagovailoa pass to Jaylen Waddle and pulled down an interception that would have changed possession and scoring territory for the offense. Holland, who contributed 69 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbled, and recovered 3 during the 16 games he played as a rookie last season, seems to be coming into his own in this scheme. If Holland can continue to bring down interceptions and create turnovers in year 2, he might become an even bigger focal point for the Dolphins defense. Love it, love it, love it. Linebacker Duke Riley picked off Teddy Bridgewater pass during an 11-11 period, but the throw was rushed by John Jenkins, who applied pressure on the play after easily getting past the center, Connor Williams. So we know Connor Williams caused the pressure on the Teddy pick, and he had a botched snap. Not good. During Miami's one-on-one offensive versus defense sessions, Jenkins, a 10-year veteran, was a handful for any interior lineman to keep from penetrating the pocket. Linebacker Sam McGuavin pulled down an interception during one-on-one drills. Cornerback Xavien Howard, who sparingly participates in 11-11 drills, blanketed Tyreek Hill on a Bridgewater throw during one-on-ones and deflected the pass. Raheem Mostert, who is on a veteran maintenance program because of a left knee injury that sidelined him for all but one game last season, participated in Friday's practice and delivered a couple of impressive runs, showcasing eye-opening speed. Outside linebacker Darius Hodge set the edge well during 11-11 drills and would have produced a tackle for loss and would have shared a sack with Ben Still on Skylar Thompson. Brennan Scarlett had a good showing on the edge of Miami's defense, setting the edge on run plays and applying pressure to quarterbacks. See, we hadn't heard about Brandon Scarlett up to this point. Offensive guard Liam Eichenberg was the orange jersey player for Friday's session, which means he was deemed the top performer from Thursday's practice. Problem is, there was a mishap with his playlist, which is the honor bestowed to the orange jersey performer, and it led to the same 3 songs being played over and over again for the first few practice sessions. Eventually, Eichenberg's rock and bluegrass-centric playlist started playing. Stock up, Braylon Sanders. An undrafted rookie from Ole Miss who was a big play producer at the college level has begun to stretch the field for the Dolphins. Remember, he made a play yesterday. Today wasn't the only play he made. Sanders caught a 50-yard touchdown pass from Tagovailoa, which was a byproduct of Nick Needham diving for a deflection and the safety overrunning the play. The defensive breakdown allowed Sanders to jog to the final 10 yards of the end zone. Stock down. Just about everyone in the receiver unit has shined at some point in the first week, except Lynn Bowden Jr., the former third-round pick the Dolphins traded for in the 2020 season, missed all of last season while being stashed on injured reserve. The former Kentucky quarterback, who has elite run after the catch ability, hasn't made his presence felt in camp's first week. And that's a bad sign for a player who's on the outside in at earning a spot on the 53-man roster. Wow. Ouch. All because Flores put him in the doghouse last year because he got that soft tissue injury with Perform, and they blamed it because you weren't working out and he'd only been with Perform for 2 weeks. And no, he got a soft tissue injury at practice, and they blamed it on Perform when he'd only been practicing with Perform for 2 weeks. And then the other thing was he went in the doghouse was for that Tyler Dunn article last year where he spilled the beans on Vegas and everyone. Center Michael Dieter, whose foot was in a boot, and defensive lineman Adam Butler sat out today too. Armstead practiced on a limited basis after sitting out. So, man, you know, some issues on the offensive line right now, clearly. At center. Hopefully it gets worked out, man. Hopefully it gets worked out. And I love seeing Braylon Sanderson because everyone knows I've been quietly high on Braylon Sanders since we brought him in as a UDFA when I did that grade show and I bigged him up and everything like that. So I like seeing him make some plays, man. Let's keep it rolling, though. Don't stop. You're just starting. I'm really disappointed. I expected big things from Lynn Bowden this year. So I'm disappointed to see that. I really am. Here's Travis Wingfield. This is what he had to say today. He said, shorter practice today with lots of indies. Watching Emmanuel Ogbah run through these drills shows you how it translates to game day production. See, no one had mentioned Ogbah up until this point. The way he can shock a offensive line with his length, but how he plays when doing that, that's a tall order for any tackle or guard to deal with. Big play of the day on offense was that 50-yard touchdown pass from Tua to Braylon Sanders, who made a tough catch in traffic around Needham and Holland, but stays on his feet, finish in the pay dirt. I can't wait for the fans to get here and see the timing Tua and Tyreek have developed. We got one-on-ones today, and they are just on the same page each time. The ball is often meeting Tyreek right when he looks back for the football. It's tough to cover. Far cry from, what Elaine Papar is reporting, huh? But again, see, you got Elaine who's overly negative, and I don't trust his eye very much. And Travis, whose eyes I overly trust, because I think he's got a great set of eyes. He does great film work when you go back to his Locked On Dolphin days. But now he's a company man. So, Waddle also catches everything, but one rep with Igbo really got my attention. Jaylen pressed up, slammed on the brakes. Igbo's transition from getting depth to sticking his foot in the ground, driving was so smooth. He came over the top and batted the pass, but Waddle still caught it. Trill Williams had himself a nice start to camp. Today in one-on-ones, he pressed a wide receiver and got him to the ground, which was Braylon Sanders. His length, physicality has shown up all 3 days. The way Robert Hunt moves people without even attaching is something to watch. When the O-line is working on catch and climb and double teams in indies, he connects that hip and shoulder to his man teammates, plus getting knocked back just by dropping the shoulder and running through his block. Duke Riley picked off Teddy Bridgewater during team play with a nice leaping full extended pick. Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt key blocks on a run that Ahmed stretches. So there you go. Austin Jackson making plays today. Mozart gets a chance to show off his speed, shiftiness on what might have been a 60-yard touchdown. Hard to tell if he would or wouldn't have been brought down by the safety. Some key blocks by Larnell Coleman, Robert Jones, and fullback John Lovett. Everything looks easy for Teron Armstead. He's so patient when dealing with an edge rusher and just has every tool in the bag to deal with whatever they throw at him. One rep, it looks like Phillips might have the corner, but Armstead swiped the hands and kept him on the arc by the quarterback. We haven't seen a lot of open receivers on deep shots in team, And I think Holland takes a lot of credit for that. He's processing playing so fast back there. At the end of practice, he flies over the perimeter to pick off a deep shot from Tua. He high-pointed it like a wide receiver. Darius Hodge is all over the notes again today. Pass rush, run game. He's had a good start to camp. So, good stuff, man. You know, Darius Hodge name popping up in everyone's notes today. Very positive. A sleeper in camp. Braylon Sander popping up in everyone in everyone's notes today. So that's very positive as well. So huge stuff, man. Absolutely huge. Let me see here for a sec. So, with that said, you know, we're gonna get into some of the clips from today. And then we are going to get into, I got McDaniel's interview. I got Tua's interview. Yeah, we got a lot to go over here, man. We got a lot to go over here. So let's rock it. Let's do this. Let's start off with let's start off with the clips from today and show you guys the highlights from training camp today. All right. And there are going to be some NFL Network clips in here too. So check it out. So there you go. Nice little look at the field as the boys stretch and work out. Get ready. That's where y'all will be sitting tomorrow. See it up close a little bit. QB1. Stretching it out as Liam Eichenberg's audio I did mute. So y'all ain't going to see it. Y'all better have a blessed time tomorrow at this, though. Look at that beautiful day for football, eh? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. You've got the quarterbacks warming up, getting ready. Tua. Teddy, the rate he's going at, you're going to find a way to throw a pick to this drill. Attaboy. All you Skylar Thompson stands. Little Skylar Thompson action. Haven't seen a ton from him highlight-wise in the camp at all, obviously. You got the DBs now working with Madison and Surtain here. Hey, man, can you name two people better to coach them up? Name them. You know, I know we all love Gerald Alexander, but, man, we did a good job of filling that void this year. Did a great job of filling that void. So, hopefully we see, we see the outcome this year. Yeah, that's X. Is that X on Holland?
Yeah, Willie, I think you're on the money. I think this defense has a chance to be elite, and I think it starts with the secondary for them. Xavien Howard's one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and we don't talk enough about him. Since 2017, no cornerback has more interceptions than Xavien Howard, and he is the leader of this bunch. They take away the ball, like you mentioned, top 3 in man coverage last year. They blitz more than any team in the league, so they get after you. Cover 0, cover 0, cover 0. If you remember that Thursday night game against the Baltimore Ravens, they did that all day to Lamar Jackson, and that really turned his season around. And so I want to give you another name in that secondary to watch out for this year, Jevon Holland, second-year safety, a guy who I believe is going to take off. Him and Xavien Howard have been close all offseason. They spent time together in the Pro Bowl. Xavien was elected to the Pro Bowl. He brought Jevon with him, and Jevon told me after the Pro Bowl, I love this feeling. I want to make sure next time I'm back I get picked here. And so he is a do-it-all player, blitz, coverage. The secondary is going to be really good this year, and it's really the anchor of this Dolphins team.
All right, and here's that breakup in one-on-ones. Look at that. X on Tyreek. X winning the battle, baby. Love to see it.
Well, you're right on the money. They're not going to expect Tua to become Patrick Mahomes overnight. That's just not realistic. But what I've learned being around this team for the last 6 months is they are supporting Tua in a way they haven't over the first 2 years of his career. We talk about Mike McDaniel. He was at Luau with Tua, a charity event, doing a chant with them, dancing with them. We've heard Tyreek Hill on the podcast as his biggest hype man in the league. We've seen some of the receivers and the offensive linemen, and so everything's set up for Tua to be successful in a way that he hasn't been before. And when I talked to Mike McDaniel this offseason, everybody obsessed about the deep ball. They want to yak the heck out of teams. Yards after catch. So you'll use that speed. Use Tyreek Hill, use Jaylen Waddle, use that explosiveness with Tua getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
Let's go,
and this
baby.
offense and the speed can reach that next level. You talk about the deep pass, and one thing I want to say quickly, everybody obsessed about Tua and the ability to throw the deep pass. He can throw the deep pass.
Absolutely.
He actually was 5th in the NFL last year in completion percentage, 20-plus yards down the field. The problem is the willingness. He has the lowest willingness to throw the pass. So we just want to see him take more chances, not the fact that he can't throw.
But he's taking what the defense gives him. Here's Bridgewater. Look at that Craycraft catch. Atta boy, River. What a catch by River Craycraft. And then here's Tua. Look at his back shoulder dime. Woo! Hooey! One more time for y'all. Back shoulder dime in it. Actually, let's show the Craycraft
Plus yards down
catch.
the field. The problem is the willingness.
Nice
he has the
Nice
lowest
throw,
willingness to throw the pass. So we just want to see him take more chances, not the fact that he can't throw.
Look at this. Nice throw, too. Nice catch. Atta boy, River. Nice catch. But look at this. Oh, come on. Come on. Take it to the pay dirt, baby. Let's go. Check your pulse. Do a little dance. Do a little juke. Let's go. Let's go. So there are your highlights from day 3. Let's get into some of the interviews from that NFL Network Inside Training Camp. Let's start off with we'll start off with Mike McDaniel. It's actually on the Dolphins site here. Start off with Mike McDaniel here.
Daniel, giving us some time. Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you
being here.
What are you trying to establish in the first week of your first training camp as Dolphins head coach?
You're trying to establish a culture of how you go about things that has nothing to do with results, more about process.
Okay.
So you want your team, us specifically, we really focus on the fact that we're trying to steal game reps every day. You're trying to manufacture stuff that is as game-like as possible. In doing that, you kind of have to cut down the reps for guys to play as fast. So every rep is important, but I'm not really even concerned with the result. You're really trying to get guys put in positions where they have success, and then what do they do with that? Or maybe they have some adversity. That's one thing that we're really trying to focus on, is how to handle that, because we know that's coming fast and furious.
For sure.
Nice.
Coach, when you talk about culture, a lot of players
Atta
are talking
boy.
about the atmosphere is different. They're having fun. There's some outspoken players on the team, and you welcome that. As long as guys go to work, do what they're supposed to do, you want guys to be themselves, but you also want to instill all the things you talked about the work ethic and all that. Talk about how the atmosphere is also changing and guys are buying into what you're trying to push.
That's always been something. It was more theoretical until this year, but it was always something I really believed in, because, as I explained to the team, like, if you're spending time thinking about how someone else wants you to act, I think that you're minimizing your ultimate potential in some way, shape, or form. That's an opportunity cost that over time really compounds itself. So, you want to instill an atmosphere where people are comfortable to be themselves, but you also have to let them know that, hey, I'm very aware of the vulnerability that makes you can be a little too loose. You can be not on the detail, and that's, don't punish the whole system,
Right.
by slapping around. So it's something cool that I think it wasn't something by happenstance. It's definitely not trying to just be happy-go-lucky, because at the end of the day in football, you're trying to you have to pay the piper at some point. It's black and white. You're winning or losing. But it more comes from the idea that you want all your focus to be on how good you can be, what your job is, and what you do moving forward in a deliberate fashion that helps yourself and the team.
Let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa, your quarterback going into his third year. has had moments where he's flashed brilliantly. He's had some times where it seems like there's room for improvement as well. The media and the fans outside looking in are saying, oh, there's all sorts of pressure on Tua this year with the weapons that you guys have put in place around him. Where are you at with Tua in this training camp going into a season where you're trying to pursue championships?
It's, his job as the quarterback is to distribute the football. So it's how can you do that in a timely fashion to what the defense presents itself. And I think that's what he's very adept at, seeing the defense, being accurate with ball placement. And so it's important for everyone to see how they fit together in football to me. And you don't, there's not one person that has to do X, Y, or Z. But I think there's a lot of talented players that are working to be a big piece of this team. And his job is to lead them by commanding the huddle and getting the ball to whoever the defense dictates within the offensive scheme.
You like what you see so far?
Definitely. It's what I've really liked. One of my favorite parts of camp have been on 2 occasions. He had a play that was he misread something one time, and then he had a throw that was, he's a perfectionist with his accuracy. My favorite part was the next play after both situations. He, in rhythm, did his play fake, came to the back of the pocket, and ripped it to a completion to the primary and number 2 on one occasion. So that to me is playing quarterback in the NFL.
Coach, I'm a big fan, and I'm reading between the lines, and you're saying what the defense dictates. Now, I say
like
big
that
fan because you are one of the most amazing run coordinators. You were run coordinator in San Fran for 4 years before you became the OC. Talk about the physical presence you're going to bring in the trenches with the running game. You brought in 3 running backs. And we talk about pressure on Tua. You're going to take some of that pressure off in the running game. And secondly, who's going to be the Trent Williams of this offense? Who's going to be the pulling tackle and the big guy coming across the line?
Teron or Austin?
Well, I don't. Sorry, the last question just got me really distracted. And I'm not going to sit there. If you have me picking out one guy on the offensive line the way they are, they're going to be salty for the next week. So, I think it's important in the game of football. Pass rushers are too good, that if you ever become one-dimensional or you're in known passing situations, it's yikes. Negative plays, sacks, turnovers, all of those things. So it's very important to keep the defense honest. We have like 2 things that are a steadfast advantage over defenses. We know the snap count and we know what the play is. Okay. So being able to set and establish the line of scrimmage is something we talk about a ton, something that we meet on as a group and really as a team, try to show us the intent of the offense and the intent of the defense. Bottom line is you have the opportunity to dictate the terms on offense. And so we're trying to best do that by attacking players across the line of scrimmage as best we can.
So in so many words, you're going to get after the defense's asses in the run game.
You know what? Maybe you should be my speechwriter.
Between the lines, I know what you're saying.
The beautiful thing about that is just like the beautiful thing about football. It takes so many people to do their jobs well for things to work out. That's why I've always really loved it, and it's one of the reasons I really love defense and hated playing against you.
You have an orange jersey that will be out here. Red jerseys for the quarterbacks, no contact, obviously. Right. Orange jersey for the team DJ for that practice. And I understand it's Liam Eichenberg today. What can we expect? What do we?
We'll find out live action. I have no idea. That's the funniest part about guys. You learn kind of their musical taste.
Yeah.
Christian Wilkins had a bunch of Hamilton rocking one day, and I was like, all right, River Craycraft went strong hip hop one day, so you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And it's not only you get the DJ rights because you're the player of the day from the previous practice.
Practice player of the day.
Yeah.
It's a great incentive. Coach, thanks for some time here. Appreciate it. Have a great training camp and an amazing season.
Thank you.
God, I love our coach. We got one of the most personable coaches in the NFL right now. Man, this guy is an absolute godsend. This guy is the freaking man. 400 of you in the room. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me on a Friday night. All right. Now, let's shift gears. We'll shift to Tua. And then we'll go to Tyreek and Waddle. Don't mind, please. Oh, man. At first, I thought it was a closed captioning or for a hearing impaired guy, but I think where I got these from, they did it to avoid copyright strikes, I'm going to guess. That's what my guess is. So let's shift to, so don't mind the man in the bottom left. Oh, it's classic stuff.
Is it just the heat? What's going on?
No, we just finished practice.
Okay, but that transitions us into what everyone outside of this building is talking about. Okay, the weapons are there. You had a winning record last year. It's year 3 for you. When you're on your game, you show flashes of brilliance. But people say, can Tua get it done in year 3 and take this team to where you want to go? How do you feel? What's your perspective about whatever pressure, perceived or otherwise, is on you this year?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's pressure at all. I think it's pressure. You look at it as pressure as if you're not ready for something. I think that's how you look at it.
Hilarious.
But I would say I've been
it's my boy EM baller
ever since I was little. I dreamed of being in the position that I'm in now, and so having the guys that Mike brought in, as far as the talent with the receiving core. Guys on the offensive front, you only want to do good by everyone that's trying to do good by not just me, but our entire offense, and we want to make the best of the opportunity that we're having.
I will say this in your defense: in the last couple of years, you've only started 21 games. So we talked 2 years in production, and a lot of quarterbacks get 4 to 5 years. And I've watched you since Elite 11, since you was coming through the opening, so I know what you can do. In this offense, it's different. Mike is going to scheme different. The run game is going to be potent. Yeah. You guys brought in 3 running backs.
Let's go.
When you look at last year compared to now and all the different things and how you're going to put a lot of pressure on the defense and create mismatches, what's exciting now going forward than before it was a little different?
Yeah, I think this year what makes it a lot more exciting is we have a lot of things that look very similar. With our run games, with our action games, and it puts a lot of stress on the defense, I think.
Let's go.
The second level
guys.
we're
going to be much more true play action.
A lot of stress on the third level guys, because now they got to cover more room, more ground. And it helps that we have speed in the back end with, Tyreek, Jaylen, we got Sed, we got our running backs, we got Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, so it's not easy covering fast guys. We got more than one. So,
but about Jaylen's speed because you and he linked up for over 100 catches in his rookie year, which was spectacular, even factoring in the 17th additional game. But these are your first days and your first training camp practices with the Cheetah. Tyreek Hill, has he done something yet that you've already said, oh, yeah, that's why we paid him this money. That's why we gave up 5 draft picks for him. That's why he's one of the elite playmakers in this game.
Yeah, well, I would say it was probably before, our first couple of days of just training camp.
Okay.
OTAs, starting in OTAs. Yeah. Just being able to throw to him, and then when we had
Tyreek been worth every penny, man.
I mean, just him showing off his speed. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, Tyreek, you see it on TV and then seeing
invaluable.
It in person. I mean, he's a lot faster than I thought I could perceive.
By the way, the man has hands and coordination,
Watch
too.
This, guys.
I think I mentioned this. I didn't know that our cameras caught it, but shout out to Andy K and our excellent staff right here for catching this. This was earlier in practice. I don't know if it was you throwing the ball or whatever,
Bridgewater.
but Tyreek goes down, gets up.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, that wasn't me throwing it.
I didn't see
that. Was ridiculous.
Let's loop it here. I don't know if we can run that back and see it again.
It's Teddy that's throwing to him.
It was a purposeful somersault, and he was just showing off, but he hops back up and makes the catch.
Watch this, guys.
I mean, the dude is just
This guy's
He's a
unreal.
jungle cat. One more time on it here. So he's coming off the line.
Whoop.
I don't know what route he's attempting
That's
to run.
ridiculous.
man.
And still
That
tracks
is
the football.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got to stay
Now,
on
don't
our
do
feet
that
on
during
that,
the regular
though.
season.
Stay on our feet on that.
That's a coach right there. He's not looking at all the great things that happen in the play. He's making sure what needs to happen. He needs to stay on.
Yeah, he needs to stay on his feet.
Social media. But week one.
No.
Yeah.
We don't want any of that.
Do a cartwheel or backflip across the formation to get everybody's attention, and then start to run his route or do something exceptional
That was
like
ridiculous.
that. Tua,
The hand-eye
I know
coordination.
people are talking about pressure and all
Like
those
Rome
different
says,
things, but,
ridiculous.
you know, you guys got a really good team. You brought in a lot of pieces. The offensive tackle you guys brought in. You guys brought in pieces on defense. A whole new system. Looking at the division now, the Buffalo Bills, you got the Patriots, of course, and the Jets. I have already went out on a limb and said you guys are the dark horse in the AFC. One of the dark horses in the AFC. What's the optimism and the outlook here as players, and how excited are you guys to get started?
Yeah, I think we're very optimistic this year. And I think it starts with the locker room. I think Mike has done an amazing job getting all the right pieces and personalities, not just guys that are good on the field, but guys that are, you know, great people off the field as well. I mean, everyone meshes well together. And, you know, I would say this year, out of, you know, the 2 years that I've been here in this organization, you know, we spend a lot more time, you know, with guys off the field.
That's important. The camaraderie is, we're just talking about that, is super important.
Yeah, and we spend so much more time, you know, whether it's going to get something to eat or everyone coming over to my house for a barbecue or going over to Tyreek's house to get in his studio and rap or something, you know. Like, I've never been around something like that.
Camaraderie, yeah.
And I think it's super cool, and the guys can feel that there's a change within the organization too.
What's the competition of choice when they come over to Casa Tua?
Yeah.
What do you guys play?
I mean, I nothing really. Guys just come over, drink, eat, we barbecue, we just talk.
You don't pull out the dominoes or the cards or
no
table tennis, anything? No.
You know what's important is getting the guys over.
For sure.
I think we talk about, you know, consistency and building chemistry and the camaraderie. When I played, we were tight. It didn't matter what the other teams were doing. We were tight. We depended on each other. We trusted each other. And we liked being around each other. So I think that's an important component that you guys are doing. Continue to do that.
Button, guys.
Continue to get better. The X's and O's are what they are.
435 in the room.
The expectations are high, but for all great players, that's what we expect. We put pressure on ourselves. So what? That's what we do, man.
Well, Tua, there's a lot of excitement and energy around here outside of this building, and I know you're going to give Dolphins fans everything you and this team have. We appreciate a few minutes here.
Thank you, guys.
Tua Tagovailoa, the leader of the Miami Dolphins, going into year number 3 and season 20.
Man, I can't wait. Let's go. Hold on a sec.
The Dolphins searching for a postseason
showing it again. We got to see it one more time.
One more look at this Tyreek Hill.
We'll just freeze it and cut off. Tyreek, that dude, though, man. Tyreek is that dude. Worth every single freaking penny. I'm telling y'all. All right. Let's get into Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. Because Tyreek says something pretty interesting.
By the man himself now live. We can ask him here on Inside Training Camp Live. Tyreek Hill, along with his running mate, speed to burn. This might be the fastest interview in NFL Network history right here. Jaylen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, thanks for a couple minutes, guys. Appreciate it.
You know what?
Was it real? Was it real? Was that fake, or did you actually trip?
That was
Well, did you do it like for effect or whatever?
I definitely blew a tire right there. The Lamborghini blew a tire right there, you know, so.
You know, down, you're up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But it was smooth, though. I mean, you look at, like.
That was definitely smooth, though, you know?
If you didn't make the catch, then it would have been the bad Instagram moment.
Yeah, man, I definitely had to make the catch, man. But real athletes don't fall, though, so that's on me.
Cheetahs always land on their feet. You said fastest interview. Is this the fastest tandem receiver in the league?
All time, baby.
Wait, all time?
I'm calling my shots, huh?
You calling your shots?
All time, baby.
All time. Fastest tandem.
I mean, what do you expect you guys can do to a defense on the back end this season?
I think, honestly, you know, you always got to worry about the vertical stretch, but also we can get in and out of our routes, too, so you got to be prepared for both. So I think that's kind of like, can't just prepare for one thing.
If you've watched Mike McDaniels and what he's coordinated and being the run coordinator and all those different things.
He's right. Waddle's right.
Like, he is good at getting his playmakers the ball, getting his playmakers the ball quick. Do you see change? You know, you've been here a year. You've come from an offense where they found all different types of ways to get you the football and be productive, move you around, shifts, motions, misdirections. Do you kind of see a little bit of that in this offense and in the scheme of what Mike is doing?
Oh, yeah, man. Mike, he definitely brings, like, a lot of energy, a lot of fresh ideas to, you know, this team. You know, having the speed that we got on this team is amazing within itself. And I just feel like in my heart, man, Mike is going to put everybody in the right position to make plays.
I did find
you know,
a new friend,
myself,
Pyro.
whether it's Jaylen, whether it's Sid, whether it's even the running backs, you know, out lining up playing receiver, you know. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for this team, man. And Mike, you know, what a guy, you know, to have to just – what a guy to have just to be at the helm, you know, just to run it all.
Now, Tyreek, you have had some glowing things to say in your short time as a Miami Dolphin here, particularly about your quarterback. Oh, yeah. Now, you know I'm going to ask you about this. So you have been quoted as saying that Tua is the most accurate quarterback that you've played with, or the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, which, of course, you came from Patrick Mahomes, a former MVP and Super Bowl champion.
Here to go.
In front of a national TV audience, what would you like to clarify about your statements about Tua, your quarterback?
I mean, I done said what I had. I done said what needed to be said, man. 1-5 is a GOAT with it himself, just like you say. He was the MVP. I still feel like he is the MVP. You know, he going to continue doing this thing. He's going to continue to blossom and grow as a player.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, 1-5. But I feel like going into the direction that I'm trying to go to, I'm an older, savvy guy. You know, been in this league for a minute now. I've seen what Tua can do. He's very accurate, and I mean that, man, and I'm going to stand by my word.
Stand by your word. He's very accurate.
Attaboy, Tyreek.
We're talking about accuracy. We're talking about a lot of speed. I was talking earlier with Coach about physicality, about being physical, about running the football, setting up some of those big plays. Have you guys experienced playing a lot of different positions? Because when you got talent, you're versatile. They can put you in the slot, outside, speed, sweep, bubbles, all those different things that you can do. Is that also a part that puts a lot of pressure on the defense? Am I giving up too much?
I believe you get
I just watch a little tape, that's all.
Tyreek.
Too much of the sauce.
Too much of the sauce.
I don't think you're giving up too much sauce.
But it's always good to be, you know, complete receivers and have, you know, depth in the room, and everybody can play each other position. There's no drop-off from the ones to two to backup. So I think that's just how we go about it in our room, and we're just going to continue to, you know, try to expand our game.
I'd like to throw out a little fun question here, because both of you guys have the speed. In fact, for those of you who believe in Madden ratings, there are only 8 players in the NFL, the entire NFL out of 1,700 players, 8 players in the NFL with 97 speed or better in the Madden video game. These are 2 of them right here. And this is the only 99 speed.
I should be 100, though.
In the game.
Talking about that. What if somebody did have a
Yo, I love Tyreek Hill, bro.
If Devin Hester got 100 on, like, 2007, I'm supposed to get 100, bro.
Let's go,
Wait, you keep
Tyreek.
tabs on the video games.
Tell him.
Like, come on, man. Of course, I used to play Madden all growing up.
Okay.
So I want to be 100, too.
This man is
Well, okay,
spitting.
then here's my question then. I'll give you a choice each. You can catch a hitch route and take it 80, or you can run a 9 route over the top and beat every defender on the field and catch one over the shoulder for 80. Which would you rather do?
I'm a hitch. You got to get going.
Can I answer it for you?
Yeah.
He's done both.
Oh, yeah, I know you. He's a 50-yard play waiting to happen.
Right, he's done both.
If I give you a choice for an 80-yard touchdown, a short catch and a run, or a deep ball. You say a short catch.
Hitch, getting out of there.
I ain't gonna count, man. Ain't nothing like when, like, quarterback just drop back and just throw it about 60 to 65, and everybody breath, like everybody just holding their breath, just trying to see if you're gonna catch it or not. Then you just make a big play, and the whole crowd just go crazy. So I need that deep ball, man. I'll take the deep ball.
He wants to hitch because he want to make a lot of guys like me look bad in the open field.
Yeah. Waddle want to shake everyone.
Get go. So
I'm getting vert now. I'm getting vert.
Watch us get graded negative for not chasing you for like 80 yards, which we know we can't track you down.
He getting vertical now, man.
I'm getting vertical.
Okay.
He adding that to his game. You're
teaching him. You've been a good mentor. You've been learning a lot from Cheetah.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I like about Cheetah, he gonna
Shout
come
out
in
to
be
Ball
the same
Game
guy
in the
every day. He
comments.
gonna have high energy. He ain't gonna have no drop off. I expect a lot from me in our room. So it's always good to have an OG like that, you know, to look up to.
OG, remember I told you that? When we was in Vegas?
We was in Vegas, huh?
You're talking about being older and all that. I was like, you're the older guy in the room now. So you're teaching,
man.
but a lot of guys do say that your energy, your work ethic, what you brought to this team, your personality, and what the team, what the coach wants, the culture is helping. So if that's contagious and that's good and you guys are hanging out, which Tua said, spending a lot of time together, how important has that camaraderie been in bringing you guys closer as a team?
That's been great. You know, I believe, you know, any chance, you know, me and Jaylen or anybody else get a chance to hang with Tua, you know, get a chance to understand who he is, you know, as a player, but also as a human being is very important. You know, I feel like football is just a sport. You know, it doesn't truly identify who we are as people. Right. You know, so.
Bro, Tyreek is that dude.
Yeah, man, I really been enjoying just.
Where's NFL shop with the vapor Tyreek jerseys?
And stuff like that.
Tyreek, I want to give you the last word. We've got to wrap and let you guys go to lunch, but what's the dream for this year? You practice in the shadow of this beautiful stadium over here where you're going to be playing half of your games. You got your money. You're in a place that you say you love with a quarterback who you feel is. What's the dream for this year?
The dream for this year is to make sure we come out in the morning time and the sun just be down, dog. Because, man, I tell you what, the training camp heat in Miami is so different, dog. I done had about 2 cramps first 2 days already. But realistically, the dream is, man, come to Miami 305, man, make it to the playoffs, you know, and obviously make it to the Super Bowl and win the big game. That's both of our dreams, man.
Well, if that happens, we can't wait to watch it and can't wait to see the speed going up the field one way or another. Jaylen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, the fastest wide receiver core in history, according to Cheetah himself. Fellas, thanks for a few minutes on Inside Training Camp.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Love it.
I need an NFL Network shirt.
Look, I need an NFL Network shirt. Yo, Tyreek is an absolute jewel. I'm telling you, man. That guy's going to be mayor of Miami before his contract's up. Absolute jewel of a human being. Oh, my God. I still can't believe he's a Dolphin. And then, guys, ball game's here. Perfect timing, ball game. Here's Xavien Howard.
This is what's going to try and
Jevon
bring
Holland.
you guys home. Xavien Howard, one of the best defensive backs in the league, and Jevon Holland, excellent second-year safety, joining us right now. Gentlemen, thanks for a minute. Appreciate you.
Thank you absolutely. Thanks for having us.
It's tough to get a Trojan and a duck next to each other, but you know, we gonna make it happen. One of the best safeties in the game. I love your game. I love your versatility. I love what you bring to this defense, Xavier. You've been shutting stuff down, man, for years now. When you look at the production you guys had last year, what you guys did over the last 9 games, giving up 15 points, you bring back Josh Boyer as your defensive coordinator. Has much changed, or you guys keeping some of the same foundational pieces and you just adding little tweaks and wrinkles here and there?
Yeah, we definitely adding a little bit more pieces to it. But, you know, with the defense I feel like we got, and just bringing them back and get that get everybody back together, man, that's a big part for the defense.
Yeah, you talk about continuity and consistency. It's hard with free agency and guys moving around to bring the core group back. But if your offense, which is potent now, I mean, you talk about bringing pieces in. If they score a lot of points, it's going to look a little bit different on defense.
Right, man. That's exactly what we need, man. You know, both sides work together. You know, I feel like the sky's the limit for this team.
Xavien, hold up just a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
The sky's the limit for this team this year.
All the folks hear you.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about facing your offense on the field. There is 4-2 speed on either side when you guys are looking at your opposing offense. I assume when you go ones-on-ones, what's it going to be like for iron to sharpen iron here in training camp 2022?
I mean, it's awesome out here. You know, it's electric. It makes the defense stand on our toes a little bit more. You know, we're locked in every day. We come into practice knowing that the offense is going to give us our best, and they're the fastest offense in the league. So it's a
fastest offense in the league.
For sure.
Let's go, baby.
You know, we
right.
got a lot of firepower on offense, and it just helps us develop as a defense even more. So
is Tyreek really all that? You've seen him now up close.
Most definitely, man. I've been seeing that guy since college.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm used to the speed, man, and he brings a lot to this offense.
Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson, Waddle, all those guys are fast. Talk about your head coach, man. You got a new head coach, Mike McDaniel. You talk about the energy. He's a little different than other head coaches. He wants you guys to be yourself. It's competition and all those other things, but he's teaching the game a little bit different, and you guys are buying in and having fun with it.
Right. Most definitely, man. Like you said, with the energy, that's what it's all about. You know, I feel like it's trickled down. We see the head coach giving energy and make the players want to even work even more harder for the guy.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Especially, you know, in the locker room. A lot of guys, we're here and we want to play. We want to play for Coach McDaniel, and we're motivated. And we come out every day, you know, with energy on the field because we want to show them that, you know, we're giving it our best and we're trying to get better every day.
A lot of people are talking about the AFC East, and everybody talk about Buffalo Bills, but I said that this team is the dark horse because I know how it goes. When you're the underdog and people don't talk about you as much, and, you know, all the other things that go on with Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills close to getting the AFC and winning and going to the Super Bowl. But I'm saying you guys are the dark horses. How do you guys how optimistic are you guys? I know it starts with division and all those different things, but where this team can go and what you guys can be?
Well, I'd say we're under a lot of pressure. You know, we got a lot of people that came in this offseason, and we have a lot of firepower, like we said previously. But I think pressure makes diamonds. You know what I mean? And the more pressure that we're under, you know, the more that we have to overcome. The cream rises to the top. So with that, I just feel like, you know, it gives us an opportunity to prove ourselves, and that's exactly what we want.
You guys are two of the defensive leaders, and defensive backfield is probably the strongest unit, at least on paper, that we see on this roster. Can you give me someone who plays in front of you, maybe in the front seven on the defense, that could be a breakout star that everyone across the country will be talking about?
Christian Wilkins.
Really?
Yes.
Former first-round pick.
We just talked about him.
Christian
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Christian tied. Last year he tied the NFL for the most tackles as a defensive tackle last year. So, you know, he's on the verge of being that guy. Definitely.
Okay.
Love it.
Fellas, we appreciate a couple minutes. I know you got more work to do. You held up lunch for a minute or two to join us here on NFL Network.
Christian got to get that extension. Let's go. I think they're going to pay him over Gesicki. I would have tried to get Christian done this offseason. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. He has a big year. That money going up. That money going up. And finally, guys, how Jackson and Eichenberg are doing at new positions and what they changed. Dolphins essentially had two options with their highly drafted offensive linemen who struggled last season: sign veterans to challenge or replace them, or make them potential starters at new positions. The Dolphins chose door number 2, and while it's too strong and too soon to say the team is trying to salvage Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg, it's evident to anyone with eyes that both must play much better this season to become long-term NFL starters. Jackson, who struggled badly at left tackle to start last season and was uneven at best at left guard for the remainder of the season, has found a new home at right tackle, as the Miami Herald reported in March and Jackson subsequently confirmed. Eichenberg was at right tackle early last season, then moved in October to left tackle, where he encountered all kinds of trouble. Confirmed he has relocated to left guard, at least as of now. And he has thrived in unpadded practices. He wore an orange jersey at Friday, signifying that the coaching staff considered him the top performer in Thursday's practice. We won't know until October or possibly beyond whether each has the ability to become above average NFL starters at the new positions. But this much is clear: the Dolphins, neither general manager nor the coaching staff, was ready to throw up their hands and give up on the idea of each remaining NFL starting lineman. We're definitely glad they believe in us, Jackson said. After being selected 18th overall in 2020, Jackson's career arc has been somewhat odd. He was fairly competent, below average, but far from an embarrassment as a starter at left tackle as a rookie. Then unraveled in 3 starts at left tackle early last season before being moved to guard. Overall, he permitted 49 pressures, 4th most amongst guards, but just 2 sacks in his time at guard. He was whistled for 12 penalties overall, 4th most amongst all offensive linemen. After signing Armstead to play left tackle, the Dolphins decided that Jackson was a good fit at right tackle because of his athleticism and skill set to play in Miami's new wide zone running scheme. I mean, I told y'all, he was the closest thing we had athletic profile-wise to Terran Armstead, and he also played right tackle in high school. So sitting down with all the coaches, they definitely want to utilize my athleticism in this position in this offense. Jackson said, "It's my first time playing in this scheme. I've made great strides. After reporting at nearly 330 last summer, he's now a lean 310 while dropping 8% in body fat. I had a really great offseason," Jackson said. "I would not say good, but great. Has he enjoyed returning to tackle, albeit on the new side? I enjoy being a tackle. I take a lot of pride in whatever position I played. Moving back to tackle, I always had pride in playing tackle. I got drafted as a tackle. That's my own personal thing." Jackson has studied several offensive tackles on tape, including Tristan Wirfs. You're studying the guy that was who was selected 5 picks before Jackson in the 2020 draft and was a first-team All-Pro last season. He's also picked the brain of Teron Armstead, who was a Pro Bowler in 2018, 19, and 2020. Teron is a technician, Jackson said, adding he has valued hearing a lot of teaching points and Armstead's advice to maintain good body leverage and having the tools to utilize your athleticism with technique. It's been very helpful. There's definitely a lot of knowledge there. I'm telling y'all, Teron's going to take him to OL offensive line masterminds next year with Duke Mayweather. Book it. Jackson loves the new offense and blocking scheme. Our biggest advantage on offense is we know the snap count and what play to run, he said. That makes a huge difference in an approach to the game. It's been very exciting to learn this offense. I'm very comfortable. As a tackle, Eichenberg went his final 2.5 years of his career at Notre Dame without giving up a sack. The Dolphins held him in such high regard that they traded a 2022 third-round pick to the Giants to move up from 50 to 42 to draft him in 2021 when they could have stayed and drafted Creed Humphrey. After replacing Jackson at left tackle in Miami's 5th game last season, he was relinquished 9 sacks. Among NFL tackles, only David Quessenberry and Jonah Williams yielded more. Eichenberg's 45 quarterback pressures allowed were most amongst NFL tackles. So Coach Mike McDaniel and new offensive line coach Matt Applebaum decided to try him at left guard in the spring, and the results have been good enough for Miami to stick with him there in training camp. Mr. Incredible here. They didn't explain that decision, Eichenberg said. I got a phone call explaining he would play left guard and potentially other spots. It's stuck so far. I'm working on my footwork and hands, cleaning up pass pro and everything that comes with playing the position. Eichenberg said it's easier to focus on one position as he is now after playing both tackle and guard during training camp last year. Remember, in training camp, we had him all over the map. It makes it a lot easier with this offense. This offense is a good fit, similar to what we did in Notre Dame, he said. Eichenberg has been getting good counsel from Connor Williams, who transitioned from left guard with the Cowboys to center with the Dolphins. I'm listening to Connor because he played left guard in Dallas, and Teron has been around a while, Eichenberg said. It's nice having 2 guys who have played for other teams going into the second contract. I love Jesse Davis, who was cut by Miami when he signed with Minnesota. I thought he did a good job for us. Okay. It's nice having 2 of those guys instead of 1. More eyes, more information. While Jackson has lost weight in his return to tackle, Eichenberg has gained weight, 7 pounds, in his move to guard while also cutting his body fat. That's good. Build that anchor, Eichenberg, because you need it. The Dolphins' 2021 draft is already very good thanks to the production and promise of Waddle, Phillips, and Holland. If Eichenberg can become a very good NFL left guard, then that draft will rise even higher in any listing of Greer's greatest hits. It's true. It's true. So you see, there's some promise right now with our offensive line. Feels new. It's new. It's new here. I mean, Eichenberg, building an anchor, and Jackson leaning out, and getting prepared. I mean, I'm hoping both these guys hit, man. I hope I'm wrong about Eichenberg at left guard. I hope now that I've heard that he's added some weight. That would make him about 308, right? 308. So he's getting closer to that 310 mark. I like that, especially at 6'6", right? So, 310, that's good. So, and he's getting stronger too. So, man, that's big positives and big showing. And there's problem. Hey, you add in the orange jersey to Eichenberg today. You add in that article. There's some promise right now in the offensive line, as long as Connor Williams, develops properly at center. So, it's also nice that you're seeing what a real offensive line coaching staff can do, right? Under Applebaum and Mike McDaniel, you're seeing these gurus come together, these line gurus, And hopefully they extract the most out of these guys. And hey, man, we just need we need competence. That's all we need, man. That's all we need is competence. So let's see it work out. Connor Williams, I would still be more comfortable with moving Connor back to left guard and finding a competent center. But if this is what they're rolling with, the positive signs early. But again, especially with offensive line, we'll know when the pads come on and those joint practices. Running backs and offensive line and, defensive line, you got to wait for the pads to come on. All right, guys. Tomorrow they have practice at 10:30 a.m., I believe, for all y'all Eastern time. So be sure to have fun again. If you go to camp and you got anything you want to share with me, you can DM me or you can email me at PhinsideTheNFL@gmail.com. Everyone, have a blast tomorrow. I will be live after the fact. So until then, you already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day, and beyond the grave in which we'll lay.